Okay, guys, back at you for BITO and YBit. Let's get a little Bitcoin update. So what happened on 7/9? Well, we bounced a little first off. Um, I'm optimistic if we can get over 59, it's 60 that we may be done. But I give it about a 50-50 either way. And if we go back down if we get back down to below 54, it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. We'll see 50 to 52. And I've always said that's pretty major support. I hope we're up in the clear. The charts will tell me. Um, so anyway, let's jump in here. So at YBit and BITO was up 2.58, right? Nice little pop. We were only up 1.25. So we're not capped, but we're getting very close to all of the strike prices, which all are the same. So the fund manager didn't ladder these by creating, tiers of different pricing. So they're all at 20.5. Well, you can see we're at 20.28 with 3 trading days to go. So again, if this bounce only has a little bit in it, we might go up to 26 and a half, 26, 20 and a half and pull back. Remember, as long as we stay at 20.5 or under, it's a couple pennies to buy these back. So we sold them for 27, for 19, and then again today. So the trades that were put on today look like this. Here's the BITO trades. So we did a buy synthetic, 925 contracts at a penny. Remember, when you're doing a 35 and you're trading down at 20, you have all kinds of time. And these are 8-2. They chose to roll to get some income in the fund, and then they sold short the put for $15. So that immediately throws cash. And remember, for the last couple of months, we've had $6 and $7, but they can't pay that out because they got that big paper loss. It doesn't disappear until Bitcoin moves back up and BITO moves up, right? So, and then they sold 925 short on the 2050 for BITO for 27 cents. Well, you can see the 27 here. So that little bit of money added to our piggy bank, right? The other thing that happened was that we got an infusion of 150,000 shares. You almost always takes money to come in. Sometimes, like I did on GDXY, you roll early, right? Because they had a 719 facing them, and they went out of their 38 to a 36, which is where they're trading. But I think in YBit's case, we need a considerable move up, 23, 24 for them to change because they're still 8-2. They've got a significant amount of time. So they'll just keep collecting the money, but have that liability. And if they collect $4 to $6 or $7, they're going to keep paying us $1 or something. But Bitcoin will eventually recover. I'm bullish enough that this is going to happen. This could be the beginning. Again, we could go back and see 50 or 52, and if that doesn't hold, see 44 or 6, right? So either way, we can see the longer we stay up here, I'll have to look and see what I call a bear flag. But let me see if we bear flag in this 57, 58. We have lower lows and higher highs, and then it's just going to more than likely out of a bear flag like that, you drop, right? But if we just start moving out of any kind of flag channel and move up aggressively, then that can change the preponderance for which way we go. All right, let's look at the weekly. So here's all the calls, right? We're only 1.08%. And sorry, yeah, this number needs to be equal to that one, right? That's the problem here because I use this whole area. Okay. So now it's reflecting. These are the right numbers. Implied volatility is kind of going sideways. The chart is still the chart, but we did, what's behind this blue one is the 20, right? So we've now bounced, as I suspected we would, off this major resistance. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't go up to 20 and a half and come back down and touch 19. 50 to 52 probably correlate to about 19. That would be the final test, though, unless we went down a single day and then broke back into the channel. If we start having 2 or 3 days down here, then this whole pattern is no longer really a bull flag, right? This is just a breakdown. And we really don't want that, but you can see across here, there's pretty major resistance. So I'm hoping this bounces here to stay. And this is bigger than YBit. This is BTC in general. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you on that. Let's go over holdings, see if anything is relevant. Cash, yeah, you know about that. We got shares in. We're actually going down, right? We bounced here. So the put, as on these 35s, even though we're way away, we're moving in the right direction, right? 32.7 versus 33.8. These were certainly lower because we pulled back, but this is a nice, the bounce is reflected. Now, unfortunately, on these 20 and a halves, where all of our strikes are, we had sold those in the 27 and 19 cent range. And right now at 22.40, what did I say the number was? 22.28. We're sitting there pretty close. Now, it's going to all get determined if we run by that or not. The good news is we have cash. Even if we run by, the synthetic will look better. It's so far out of the action, but it'll look much better as we move up. So let's go take a look. What else is on the holdings? What about fair value? Well, we closed at 1545. They're saying fair value is 1534. And by the way, I'm seeing people buy this. Again, I think there's a lot of Bitcoin bulls that recognize this is an extremely volatile asset and you want to pick things up on sale. I mean, if you'd have picked up, you've had two opportunities in Coney where it's gone to 17 and then gone to 30. So, I mean, eventually that'll change, but 28 to 30 is a sell and 17 to 19 is a buy until it isn't. Once it breaks out and gets past 74,000 and gets running, then of course Coinbase is going to reflect that. I mean, Coinbase isn't even near its all-time high, right? So you've got an interesting asset there. BITO or YBit's come into this game where, it was around 64, and BITO pays these big dividends a lot like YBit. And so it gets money and deflates itself, right? And they didn't expect that, they being YieldMax. They looked when they launched this fund and even planned to launch it and applied for it. BITO was a 25 cent distribution, was the largest it paid. The last 3 or 4 months, it's been $1 or something, right? So that really drops. But if you add all the money that they've paid out back into BITO, they're within 2 or 3% performing exactly as BTC is, right? But if you just look at BITO alone and you look at BTC, you say, oh, it hasn't kept up to BTC. Well, it's paying $1 something now, right? So they changed their whole game. But when you add the distributions back, that's why it's really, really great when you get these funds in YieldMax that don't really have NAV or reduction. But what does that require? That requires the stock to go up. I mean, it's impossible for the underlying to go down without your NAV reducing, right? It doesn't, I mean, if NVIDIA started just dropping, and it's going to take a while to go from 28, 29 back to 20 where it started, but it would if that was the scenario. But look at all that income. I mean, Coney's the goat in that sense. I was just hearing them say, Coney and NVIDIA are going to be the first two to pay back their $20. Well, it took NVIDIA 15 months. It's likely going to take Coney only 11. But right now, NVIDIA has the capital gain. They were a 20 stock and they're 28. So Coney's 19. So they're in a different situation at their moment, but I still like the 11 months versus the 15 months. Heck, I love Misty, right? They're likely to do it in 6 or 7. I mean, they're $12 paid back in 4 months. So if they just pay $2 out for 4 more months, right? What's that? August, September, October, November. I mean, heck, they could hit it in October. But again, they're all just interesting scenarios. So ROI matters, but I still look at ROI in a total return sense. I'm always going to subtract out what did the NAV do, and you should too. So that's why you should always look to get as best price you can. If you bought high and you're bullish and it goes down, buy more or drip, whatever your method is, because that's the way to keep these income funds. And the second point I want to make, a point of education, and it applies to other funds at the moment, always own some of the underlying or a leverage fund when they're going to take off. Don't just have the income fund, even though they're great for income. When you're in a bullish market and they're running, you want to own some of the real stuff or a 2x leverage for, whatever that impulse move is running, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Don't buy the 2x kind of stuff and hold it for 6 months and just have it go up and down. It'll eat and decay itself, the leverage they use to get to 2x. Okay, guys, enough of the education. So let me do payouts and wrap this up. So what do we have? We have $1.88, right? This fund has no issue whatsoever generating cash, but realize how they're generating it. They're going well below, right, the strike price, and they're buying calls and selling puts when people buy in. So they generate cash like crazy, but they have a big liability. So they're going to pay you. They're just not going to pay you the bulk of the cash. Don't expect that. But we're at $1.88, right, on our total, which almost all of it's coming from the synthetic, right? We actually have a penny loss here. In this scenario, but I imagine this will get better. Again, the ultimate remedy in all of these income funds is to take off and move up on your synthetics. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you here. I got more videos to do, and I got a surprise video coming for you guys in the next 24 hours. Okay, talk to you. Bye again. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. It's for fun and entertainment. Bye.